the 11 minor defilements sutta. We had already discussed 5 minor defilements. Number 1, Vichikiccha, doubt. Number 2, Amanasikara, no attention. Number 3, Tinamida, sloth and toba. Number 4, Chambitata, fear or shock. Number 5, Obilam, jubilation. Today we want to continue number 6, etc. Number 6 is Dottonla, bodily laziness. Buddha explains his experience thus: when abiding diligent to dispel, I perceived bright light and visible objects. The bright light and visible objects disappeared in no time, very soon. Then it occurred to me, why did my bright light and visible objects disappear? I knew that bodily laziness has arisen to me. Bodily laziness has arisen to me. On account of bodily laziness, my concentration faded. When the concentration faded, the bright light and visible objects disappeared. I attended to it in such a manner so that doubts, no attention, sloth and toba, fear, jubilation, and bodily laziness do not rise again. When bodily laziness appears, when he practices aloka kasina, like kasina for divine insight power, he understands under the light if he see the different objects, then fear arose. But for ordinary physical eye, there is no such objects. So, thinking thus, he re-established his effort to continue his practice. When he practiced in this way diligently, then strong, powerful joy arose in him. Because of the strong, powerful joy, the light disappeared, concentration faded, concentration decreased. Because of this reason, he reduced his effort. When he reduced his effort, bodily laziness appeared. So, in the same way, when you are practicing Anapana, if you focus on your nimitta too much striving is also not good. If you practice too much striving, then many tensions will appear. Because of this tension, if you reduce your effort again, then bodily laziness will appear. Again, if you focus on your Anapana nimitta, then concentration will improve. When concentration improved, then mental joy on the meditation object will rise. When mental joy rises, then concentration, because of the excessive joy, you may have attachment to your Anapana Nimitta. That attachment and joint is called Geha Siddha Piti, sensual enjoyment. Because of this sensual enjoyment, your concentration will decrease. When concentration decreases, then the light will disappear. The bright light will disappear again. At that time, if you reduce your excessive effort, or if you reduce your striving effort, then bodily laziness will appear. Because of this bodily laziness, bright light also will disappear, nimitta also will disappear. When abided diligent to dispel, I perceived bright light and visible objects. The bright light and visible objects disappeared in no time. Then it occurred to me, why did my bright light and visible objects disappear? I knew that excessive effort had arisen to me. On account of excessive effort, my concentration faded. When the concentration faded, the bright light and visible objects disappeared. Like a man who holds a young quail firmly with both hands, holding with it. In the same manner, Anuruddha, excessive effort had risen to me. On account of excessive effort, my concentration faded. When concentration faded, the bright light and visible objects disappeared. I attended to it in such a manner so that doubts, no attention, sloth and torpor, fear, jubilation, bodily laziness, and excessive effort do not rise again. To remove bodily laziness, he re-established excessive effort. Because of excessive effort, concentration also faded away. When concentration faded away, what did he do? He continued to explain his experience again. When abiding diligent to dispel, I perceived bright light and visible objects. The bright light and visible objects disappeared in no time. Then it occurred to me, why did my bright light and visible objects disappear? I knew that I had aroused too little effort. On account of too little effort, my concentration faded. When the concentration faded, the bright light and visible objects disappeared. Like a man who holds a young quail loosely and gives up the whole. In the same way, in the same manner, Anuruddha, too little effort had risen to me. On account of too little effort, my concentration faded. When the concentration faded, the bright light and beautiful visible objects disappeared. I attended to it in such a manner so that doubts, no attention, sloth and torpor, fear, jubilation, bodily laziness, excessive effort, not too little effort do not rise again. In this case, especially when practicing Anapana, if you see nimitta, excessive effort also not good. Too little effort also not good. In this case, you must try to make balance the effort and concentration, as well as the faith in wisdom faculty. There are 5 controlling faculties. Number 1, saddha, faith. Number 2, viriya, effort. Number 3, sati, mindfulness. Number 4, samadhi, concentration. Number 5, panya, wisdom faculty. Among these 5 controlling faculties, sati is the middle one, always necessary both sides. Saddha, faith, and wisdom faculty, panya, these 2 are one pair. Effort, viriya, and concentration, samadhi, these 2 are one pair. These you should try to make these both pairs balanced. When viriya, effort, become excessive, then restless mind, uddhacca, will arise. When there is restless mind, concentration cannot develop. Your concentration will decrease. When your concentration faded away, your nimitta also will disappear. But when your concentration is very strong, very excessive, effort is less, at that time bodily laziness will appear. When bodily laziness appears, bhavanga mind states will arise frequently. Because of this reason, your concentration will become weaker and weaker. At that time, your nimitta also will disappear. So, concentration and effort must be balanced. Excessive effort also cannot produce to maintain your concentration. Too little effort also cannot maintain your concentration. So, in this case, effort and concentration must be balanced. In the same way, you should have enough confidence or enough faith. If your faith is very weak, whether my nimitta is real nimitta or not, I don't know. I have a lot of doubts. I have many suspects. In this way, if you are thinking, then your faith is decreased. In the same way, nowadays, jhana is impossible. Jhana is only in time of Buddha. Nowadays, no one can attain any jhana. So you have lost confidence. You have no faith. Then wisdom faculty will be does not work. It is function. What is wisdom faculty? Wisdom faculty in this case means penetrating anapana nimitta, especially anapana pratibhaga nimitta counterpart sign. Why this is called wisdom faculty? Before you are meditating, you cannot see nimitta. While you are practicing anapana meditation systematically, at that time only you can see your nimitta when your concentration develops stage by stage. Because of this reason, we can say you penetrate this anapana pratibhaga nimitta counterpart sign. That penetrative knowledge is called wisdom faculty. This wisdom faculty and confidence must be balanced. Just watching on breath breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. In this way, to attain jhana, it is impossible. You have lost competence. If you have no competence, then wisdom faculty cannot work well. Wisdom faculty cannot penetrate the Anapana Patibhaga Nimitta counterpart sign. So, while practicing Anapana, concentration and effort must be balanced. Wisdom faculty in faith also must be balanced. Sati mindfulness is always in the middle, always necessary in both sides. So when practicing Anapana, especially if you see Anapana Nimitta, at that time these 5 controlling faculties must be balanced. If you practice 4 elements meditation in the same way, you should try to understand this method. Excessive effort also not good. Too little effort also not good. Especially when you are concentrating 4 elements object. At that time, your body will become transparent body, like ice block. At that time, you must try to make balance by controlling faculties. You should have enough competence or enough faith, saddha. You should have enough effort to penetrate transparent body. Or is it possible to see this transparent body? I do not believe. If you have such thoughts, then your faith, competence will lose. When you have no competence, your concentration will decrease. Your characteristic of 4 elements also will disappear in your mind, because you have no enough competence. In the same way, you may understand hardness, roughness, heaviness, softness, smoothness, lightness, flowing, cohesion, heat, coldness, supporting and pushing. But one day, if you can concentrate thoroughly on your 4 elements meditation object, then you may see your whole body becomes transparent like ice block. At that time we can say you penetrate this transparent body. What are transparent body? Chakhadi pincha vidha rubadina gahana picha bhavena adasa talanviya vipasanada basada ruban. This explanation is mentioned in Visuddhimagga, the path of purification, in Khanda Nidesa chapter, exposition of 5 aggregates. What is the meaning? There are 5 types of transparency: eye transparency, chakku pasada; ear transparency, sota pasada; nose transparency, Kana pasada; tongue transparency, Jiva pasada; body transparency, Kaya pasada. Altogether there are 5 transparencies. 5 transparencies, 5 transparent elements. Pasada rupas. They are transparent like mirror. Among these 5, body transparency is throughout the whole body. If you cannot break down the compactness of materiality, at that time you see this transparent body as a mass. as a compactness. However, at that time we can say you penetrate this transparent body. That penetrative knowledge is also called wisdom faculty. That wisdom faculty in your competence must be balanced. If your competence is excessive, penetrative knowledge, wisdom faculty is weak, at that time you cannot see this transparent body. In the same way, when your wisdom faculty, penetrative knowledge is excessive, but your competence or your faith is very weak, at that time also your concentration cannot develop. In the same way, your effort to penetrate the transparent body as well as concentration on your 4 elements object, this also must be balanced. If your effort and concentration is not balanced, effort and concentrations are not balanced, at that time also your concentration cannot develop. Because of this reason, while practicing 4 elements meditation, at that time also you must try to make balance by controlling faculties, or in other words, you must try to make balance excessive effort and too little effort. If there is excessive effort or if there is too little effort, you cannot penetrate transparent body. At that time, your light of wisdom also will fade away. Okay, number 9. Number 9 is abhijabha, mind attachment or mind craving. Then the Buddha explains his experience again. When abiding diligent to dispel these minor defilements, I perceived bright light and visible forms. The bright light and visible forms disappeared in no time. Then it occurred to me, why did my bright light and visible objects disappear? I knew that I had mind attachment or mind craving. On account of mind attachment, mind concentration faded. When the concentration faded, the bright light and visible objects disappeared. I attended to it in such a manner so that doubts, no attention, sloth and torpor, fear, jubilation, bodily laziness, excessive effort, too little effort, and mind attachment do not rise again. What is abhijabha? Abhijabha deva loka vimukha aloka vuddhitawa deva sangam pasadodana uddapadi. What is the meaning? Our bodhisattva, when practicing aloka kasina, this is the basis for his divine insight power. At that day, he extended his kasina light up to the Deva world. When he trying to spread the aloka kasina light up to Deva world, he saw different types of Devas. At that time, he had a little bit very gentle attachment to the Deva objects appear. That little bit attachment is called abhijabha, mind attachment. That mind attachment is very dangerous for him, for his concentration. When that very gentle attachment appeared in his mind, concentration slowly faded away. When concentration faded, then bright light also disappeared. Visible object also disappear. In the same way, while you are practicing Anapana, when your concentration develops, you can see Anapana Pratibhaga Nimitta counterpart sign. Again, if you can concentrate on your counterpart sign deeply, then full absorption may arise. At that time, strong powerful light will be spread throughout surrounding your body. Under the light, if you pay attention any object, you can see different objects. At that time, your concentration will decrease. What is the reason? If you pay attention different objects, this is not your meditation object. If you pay attention these objects, at least restless mind appear. Because of this restlessness, your concentration will fade away. Again, if you have attachment, such type of attachment to these visible objects, then that such attachment is called abhijapa, very gentle attachment. In the same way, if you have anger, while you are seeing these different objects, or if you have any fear while seeing these different objects, then these are also hindrances to your concentration. Because of this hindrances, your concentration will decrease. Your concentration will fade. When your concentration faded away, then your nimitta also will disappear. Because of this reason, while practicing Anapana, except Anapana Pratibhaga Nimitta on your upper lip, you should not pay attention any other object. If you pay attention your any other object except your Anapana Nimitta, then your concentration will decrease. Your concentration will fade away. In the same way, when you are practicing 4 elements meditation, when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, you can see transparent body of your 4 elements. At that time, if you can continue to concentrate 4 elements object of your transparent body, that transparent body will emit strong powerful lights. You should not follow these lights. If you pay attention different objects under these lights, under the light, then you can see different objects also in the same way. At that time, if you pay attention these different objects, these objects, visible objects, are not your meditation object. Your meditation object is only just 4 elements only. If you pay attention these different objects, your concentration will decrease. When your concentration faded, then you cannot see your transparent body, as well as you cannot see 4 elements. Because of this reason, except your 4 elements object, you should not pay attention to any other object. Then, number 10, Nanada Sinya, various perceptions. The Buddha explains his experience again. When abiding diligent to dispel these minor defilements, I perceived bright light in visible objects. The bright light and visible objects disappeared in no time. Then it occurred to me, why did my bright light and visible objects disappear? I knew that various perceptions had arisen to me. On account of various perceptions, mind concentration faded. When the concentration faded, the bright light in visible objects disappeared. I attended to it in such a manner so that doubt, non-attention, sloth and torpor, fear, jubilation, bodily laziness, excessive effort, too little effort, mind attachment, and various perceptions do not rise again. Nanada Sinya, various perceptions. What is Nanada Sinya? Nanada Sinya di mention Ega Jadiga Rupa Manasi Grantasa Abhijaba Ubana Nanavida Rupa Manasi Garisami di Kalina Dewa Loga Bimukha Kalina Manosa Loga Bimukha Odedwa Nanavida ni Rupani Manasi Grodo Nanada Sinya Udabadi. What is the meaning? I am trying to see only one object, especially Deva Loka, celestial objects only. If I see only celestial objects, then mind attachment appear in me. So to remove this mind attachment, I am trying to see different types of objects. In this way he decides. After deciding in this way, occasionally he tries his Aloka Kasina light to spread up to Deva world occasionally. Occasionally he tries his Kasina light to spread up to human world. Sometimes he tries to see celestial objects, sometimes he tries to see human objects. Because of this reason, different types of perception, various perceptions appear. Because of these various perceptions, his concentration faded. When concentration faded, the bright light also disappears and visible object also disappear. In the same way, while you are practicing Anapana, when Nimitta appear at that time, you should not emphasize Kala. This is very dangerous. If your mind change your Nimitta, the Kala of your Nimitta will change. Especially when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, at that time, you should not pay attention to different perceptions of your Nimitta Kala. If you want to see yellow color, then your Nimitta will become yellow very soon. Again, if you want to see red color of your Nimitta, then your Nimitta will change into red color. At that time, different perceptions will arise in your mind. Because of this different perceptions, your concentration will decrease. When your concentration decreases, then Nimitta will disappear. Because of this reason, you should not pay attention the color of your Anapana Nimitta, especially Anapana Pratibhaga Nimitta, counterpart sign. If you pay attention different colors, then different perceptions will develop. When different perceptions become stronger and stronger, then concentration will disappear. Your Nimitta also will disappear. Number 11. Adi Nejayi Tata. Close observation to the visible objects. What is the meaning? The Buddha explains his experience again. When abiding diligent to dispel these minor defilements, I perceived bright light in visible objects. The bright light in visible objects disappear in no time. Then it occurred to me, why did my bright light in visible objects disappear? I knew that close observation to the visible objects had happened. On account of the close observation to the visible objects, my concentration faded. When the concentration faded, the bright light in visible objects disappeared. I attended to it in such a manner so that doubts, no attention, sloth and torpor, fear, jubilation, bodily laziness, excessive effort, too little effort, close observation, too little effort, mild attachment, various perceptions, and close observation to visible objects do not rise again. What is Adinejayitata? Close observation to visible objects. Adinejayitata mention Nana Vidani Rubani Manasi Grandasa Nanada Sinya Udabadi Itawa Nitawa Ega Jadiga Mewa Manasi Graisa Midi Tata Manasi Grado Adinejayitata Rubana Udabadi. What is the meaning? While seeing with the divine eye different types of objects, then different perceptions arise. At that time, Bodhisattva decides not to see different types of objects, whether it is desirable or undesirable. I am only trying to see only one type of beings. In this way, he decides and he closely observes one type of object only. This close observation to one type of object is called Adinejayitata. In the same way, when you are practicing Anapana, if you see Anapana Nimitta, and when you are Nimitta also become transparent and bright, at that time do not observe your Anapana Padipaga Nimitta counterpart sign very closely. Especially at the time, please forget your eye. If you closely observe with your physical eye to your Anapana counterpart sign, at that time tears will come up when the light of wisdom attack to your eye. Then slowly your concentration will decrease. When your concentration faded, then the light of your nimitta also will disappear. Because of this reason, at the time, please forget your eye. Especially, do not observe your Anapana counterpart sign very closely. You should also try to understand when you are practicing 4 elements meditation in the same way. Then our Buddha explains his experience again. Anuruddha, I knew that doubts is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that no attention is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that sloth and torpor is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that fear is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that Jubilation is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that bodily laziness is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that excessive effort is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that too little effort is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that mind attachment, mind craving is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that close observation to the visible object is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. Knew that various perceptions are minor defilements of the mind and dispels them. Knew that close observation to the visible objects is a minor defilement of the minor defilements of the mind and dispels it. Knew that mind attachment, close observation to the visible objects is a minor defilement of the mind and dispels it. When I was abiding diligent to dispel throughout the night, throughout the day, and throughout the night and day, I perceived limited bright light and saw limited visible objects. I perceived limitless bright light and saw limitless bright objects. It occurred to me, what is the reason that throughout the night, throughout the day, and throughout the night and the day, I perceive limited bright light and see limited visible objects. I perceive limitless bright light and see limitless bright objects. What is the reason? Here I want to introduce you is Bodhisattva. The whole day, the whole night, the whole day and the whole night he practiced. Such type of practice is not under the Bodhi tree. Before he came to the Bodhi tree, under the Bodhi tree, while he is practicing in Uruvela, after taking normal food, at that time he practiced only. What is the reason? When he wants to see visible objects, he must first try to spread the light of his aloka kasina. While spreading aloka kasina, at that time, if he emphasizes only aloka, at that time he cannot see visible objects. Again, if he emphasizes only visible objects, at that time he cannot see the light of his aloka kasina. So, in this case, he should try to make balance aloka kasina and visible objects. What is the meaning? When he spread his aloka kasina up to, for example, within 1 mile, then he should try to see only the visible objects within 1 mile only, not outside the within 1 mile, outside the 1 mile. If he do in this way, then he can perceive his aloka kasina light as well as visible objects. When he trying to spread his visible aloka kasina, At that time, he must emphasize his alokagasina. He should not try to see visible objects. After spreading alokagasina, when he wants to see visible objects, he should emphasize visible objects. But when his concentration is limited, for example, his kasina light he spread up to 1 mile, then this is called limited area. At that time, visible object also limited. Within 1 mile only he can see. But again he trying to spread his alokagasina up to infinite universe. This is become limitless. Under the limitless light, alokagasina light, if he trying to see different visible objects, he can also see different visible objects. One day, especially on the full moon day of Visakha evening, he went to the Bodhi tree. He sat down under the Bodhi tree and he practiced recollection of previous 5 aggregates. The such power which recollects the previous aggregates, and the Diva Chagu Abhinyana, the divine eye such power. In the last watch, he practiced Vipassana. When practicing Vipassana, he contemplated within 1000 Koti Chakrawala universe, all mentality, materiality as nature, dukkha and anatta systematically, as well as dependent origination factors as nature, dukkha and anatta. When he nearly attained enlightenment, lastly, what he do? Here he explained. Savidagambi Savicharan Samadhi Bhavese Avidagambi Avidagambi Vichara Madan Samadhi Bhavese Gambi Avicharan Samadhi Bhavese Sabidi Gambi Samadhi Bhavese Nibidi Gambi Samadhi Bhavese Sadagha Sahagadambi Samadhi Bhavese Ubaka Sahagadambi Samadhi Bhavese. What is the meaning? Anuruddha, when these minor defilements are dispelled and I should develop concentration in a threefold manner, then I developed concentration with applying thoughts and sustained thoughts, developed concentration without applying thoughts and sustained thought, developed concentration without applying thoughts and without sustained thoughts, developed concentration with joy, pity, and without joy, developed concentration with happiness, and developed concentration with equanimity. That jhana is associated with 2 jhana padas, sukha and ekaggata. 4th jhana is associated with 2 jhana padas, ubekha and ekaggata. Under the Bodhi tree and last watch, before attaining Magga Phala, before realizing Nibbana, at that time our Bodhisattva practice 5-fold Raguni jhana as well as 4-fold Raguni jhana both. But when practicing Vipassana, near his attainment, at that time he practiced first jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, anatta. He contemplated first jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, anatta. At that time, he became Sotapanna Satri winner. Again, he practiced, he re-established second jhana concentration, and he contemplated second jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. At that time, he became Vansradana Skadagami. Again, he re-established that jhana, and he contemplated that jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. At that time, he became Noradana Anagami. Again, he re-established fourth jhana concentration, and he contemplated fourth jhana dhammas as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. And at that time, he became Arhat. That Arhat path is associated with Sabbenyutta Jnana, omniscient knowledge. At that time, he became Samma Sambuddha, self-enlightened one. Therefore, commentary explains, Bhagavadohi Patama Mego Patame Jhanigo Hosi Dudiya Deo Dudiya Dadiya Chruda Jhaniga. What is the meaning? The Buddha's first path knowledge is associated with first jhana. Second path knowledge is associated with second jhana. Third path knowledge is associated with that jhana. Fourth path knowledge is associated with fourth jhana. In this way is explained. But here is very important one sentence. I want to recite this sentence. Buddha continues this last sentence. Jnane chapana me dasana udabadi akaupa me cheto vibodhi aya madima jadi nati dhani puna bodhi. What is the meaning? The knowledge and vision arose in me. I knew that my liberation is unshakable. Akaupa me cheto vibodhi. This is my last path. Aya mandima jadi. Nati dhani puna bodhi. There is no more rebirth, no more renewed existence for me. This is the last one. In this way, Buddha concludes his Dhamma talk. Then the Blessed One said thus, and Venerable Nirodha delighted in the words of the Blessed One. So now finish the Upakilesa Sutta Varnana. Upakilesa Sutta. In the same way, in many suttas, like Venerable Goninya, when they begin Arhat, there is very peculiar words. Kina jadi, birth is destroyed. Usidam Brahmacharya, I had lived holy life. Kadangarinya, I had done what should be done. Nabra ita daya dipajanadi, there is nothing to me to do anymore for realization of Nibbana. Aya mandima jadi, this is last part. Nati dhani puna bodhi, there is no more rebirth now. In this way, many suttas, when they begin Arhat, they also mentioned. In the same way, our Buddha is highest Arhat, because his Arhat path is associated with omniscient knowledge. So when he began Arhat, he also announced, this is my last path, there is no more rebirth.